אחים
גם יחד. All right, so I know you get to see all of these candles and you're like excited to light them, but because of the transition time to the next service, they're going to be for the next service, and we'll work on it for our November service together. When we were outside, it was going to work out, but we go with the flow here. So I'll invite everybody to rise. We are on number 2 as we bring in the light of Shabbat. And so we'll light 1 candle.
Right. Oop. That'll hold. That'll be fun.
Let's bring in the light, love, and warmth of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kinishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Stay standing for a second, because we're like very clearly in family units, and so since we can't like turn around and shake hands and say Shabbat shalom, let's do a little go around, say who we are. Which families are right here? Wonderful, and we have moms and grandparents.
In the
So good to have you. Hi, Nathaniel.
Hi, Nathaniel.
Who else are you with, Nathaniel?
Great.
Love it, the whole crew.
Yeah.
And last but not least, awesome. Welcome,
have you all.
everybody. Let's go ahead and take a seat. You'll have to stand again soon. But we get this chance to welcome in the Sabbath bride. So we welcomed the light of Shabbat, and now there's not going to be some lady dressed in white walking in to join us, but it's that really pretty, beautiful image that we keep in our heads, and that it's like God joining us. Ready?
Yeah. I don't know which one you're doing.
I'm doing the Alana Ariam one. I forgot how it goes. There we go. Likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi. Likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'nibor echad. Hishlianu el ha-meyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'tehila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela.
We rise and face the entrance of our sanctuary.
Boi v'shalom ateret balam gam b'simcha uv'tzola toch emunei am segula. We bow. Boi chala, we face forward. Lecha dodi, likrat kala Shabbat. Nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat. Nekabela.
We're going to stay standing for Baruch Hu as we continue in our services of blessing one another. We bless God and we dive deeper into our prayer. Baruch Hu, the bottom of page number 4.
Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Just the leaders bow. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Now you bow. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We enter into the evening. It's not quite evening yet, but it will be soon with Roll into Dark, number 5.
Hand motions are definitely encouraged. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Here comes our Hebrew. Borei yom v'layla, gorel or mipnei choshech, gorel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. We get ready for that central standing prayer, our Shema, where we're about to declare God's oneness to ourselves, to our neighbor, to the world. Feel your feet on the floor, maybe even flutter your eyes closed, or we're on number 6. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. So in life, it's always nice to have reminders. That's why we have our reminders on our phone to keep us doing the right thing. And they pop up at certain times or in certain locations. With V'ahavta, that is our Jewish reminder that we need every time that we come to pray to remind us that we can be Jewish at all times and in all places, whether we are at the synagogue, at home, at school, at work, whether it's morning or evening or noon, that there's always an opportunity to act with our Jewish values and to feel it here in our minds and with the work of our hands. We join together in V'ahavta, number 7. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim leElohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leElohim Ani Adonai Elohechem emet. If you turn over your yellow sheet, our next prayer is going to be Michamocha. It's a prayer where when we pray the words, we can imagine being like the Israelites, waiting just on the edge, waiting to see if the seas will actually part. Whether it really happens or not, that's not the point. The point is the lesson we learn from the story and the feelings that we get when we see imagine these images in our minds. And what I want each of us to think about as we sing Michamocha is, what are you at the edge of? What's your sea right now? What are you waiting to jump into? And why not be first? This one has hand motions too. It's also repeat after me. Michamocha. There we go.
Michamocha.
Ba'elim Adonai.
Ba'elim Adonai.
Mikamocha.
Mikamocha.
Nedar b'kodesh.
Nedar b'kodesh.
Nora tehilo. Try that. Nora tehilo. Oseh. Oseh. Fele. Try that. Oseh. Fele. All together. Nora tehilo. Oseh. Fele. You got it. They'll help you. God parted the sea, made our people free, put the stars in the sky for us to see. From the heavens above, always sending love. Who is like you, Adonai? Now you got it. God parted the sea, made our people free, put the stars in the sky for us to see. From the heavens above, always sending love. Who is like you, Adonai? Because I've missed it, let's do it one more time. God parted the sea, made our people free, put the stars in the sky for us to see. From the heavens above, always sending love. Who is like you, Adonai?
Yeah, it comes back pretty easily.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
All right, so something that we can always use more of in our world is more love and more watching out for one another in our prayer. Number 9, let there be love, reminds us to be a shelter of peace, a source of strength for all those that we love.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu. Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu.
Shalom. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. So friends, on the very bottom and the very top, you've got the Hebrew at the very bottom and the transliteration up at the top there. We have our special prayer for Shabbat V'Shamru. And like we do here at Temple Emanu-El sometimes, you guys are very far apart, which makes sense. But when we get to the part that you're going to recognize as the part, I want you to turn to somebody and say, Good Shabbos, okay? Can I get a Good Shabbos? Good Shabbos? All right, here we go. V'Shamru. V'Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Good Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat. Now you got it. L'dorotam v'ritolam. V'Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Good Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat. L'dorotam v'ritolam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Good Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat. L'dorotam v'ritolam. Ki shishet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Good Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat. L'dorotam v'ritolam. V'Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Good Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat. L'dorotam v'ritolam. Did you bring the supplies?
Over there.
All right.
I think so. Is that what you wanted?
Yep.
Okay.
That is exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to put on my mask because I'm going to come on down here. So Friday with Family, we get a special little story here. And this story, let's see if, that was silly. All right. No. Logistics, man. Thank you for your patience. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. But now I'm so tangled. How did I do that? There we go. Whew. Okay. Still need the mask. Don't need that. Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, no, I need two hands. The story requires two hands. Okay. I'll try again.
Darn COVID getting in the way.
I know. Oh, see, even better. So, will you hold this to start?
Yes.
You can be the old wise man. So there is this young man, or I guess I'll be a young lady. There was this young lady who was known as a traveler. And what do you think that means? She traveled, yes, thank you. From city to city, town to town. And she was near this one particular town that she heard there lived a wise man. And that wise man always had a line at the door. But the traveler, he was willing to wait. He's used to lines. He's been to, Atlanta airport. It's busy. He's been in line. So he wanted to go to this wise man's house. And when he got there, it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. In his heart, I made it a man again. It's me, though. In her heart, she had this burning question that she wanted to ask. And she waited and she waited and she waited. And she finally got her turn to ask the old man a question. And her question was, how do you find happiness? What is the secret to happiness? And the old man said, well, I don't know. No, just kidding. The old man said, I'm a little busy right now, but as you can see, I live in a beautiful, beautiful house. So why don't you take 2 hours, maybe I'll be free after then. Take a look around the house. And while you're doing that, though, I'm going to give you something to take with you, and in 2 hours, bring it back to me. And so the old wise man gave her a spoon, and 2 drops of oil. And so now, she had the job of walking around this beautiful house for 2 hours without spilling any oil. And so she walked, and she walked. She walked a little more, and suddenly she realized that 2 hours had gone by, and she was embarrassed because although she had the oil, she's about to not know what she saw in the house. And so she gets back to the old wise man, and he says, "Well, what'd you see? Did you see my beautiful tapestries? How wonderful was it?" And she said, "I didn't see any of that because I was so focused on those 2 drops of oil that you put into my spoon." So what's the meaning of happiness? What's the secret? How do you find happiness? And he said, "You know what? I'm still busy. I want you to take 2 more hours, keep the spoon, keep the oil, but I want you to look around, see all of the beautiful things that are around you." So off she goes again. And she looks up, and suddenly, I guess his house looked like Temple Emanu-El, and there were beautiful, beautiful paintings and etches on the wall. This old wise man he had in his house, he had tapestries, beautiful tapestries with purple and blue and crimson and all sorts of different colors to see. And there was marble and all kinds of things for everyone to see. And 2 hours passed really fast this time. And on the way back, she noticed that she didn't have any oil left in her spoon, and she was once again embarrassed. What am I going to say to this wise old man? How is he ever going to tell me the secret to happiness? And so she goes back up to the old wise man a little bit embarrassed and says, "I don't have any oil left, but what is the meaning of happiness?" And he says, "I've already taught you the meaning of happiness. You just went and you experienced all of the beautiful things in the world just now. You saw so much beauty in my home because you were paying attention. And you also learned not to spill a drop of oil from the spoon." Dramatic pause, and that's a weird ending to a story, right? But point of that story is to pay attention. Pay attention not just to the little things, but to the really big things in life. And if you do both of those, if you're able to accomplish both, the wise man says, you'll find happiness. Anybody want some oil? There's still a little. No, okay. Shabbat shalom.
What do we do with the rest of the oil?
I don't know. But Stephen, I promise I didn't spill it on the carpet. All right, friends, so meditating on some of these words and wondering what it is that brings us happiness and joy. What are the little things we need to pay attention to? What are the big things in life we need to pay attention to? With all of that in mind, we will rise for our Amidah, which can be found, I'm so twisted.
Number 11.
On number 11, as you see, it's just the introduction. So it's just a little bit of meditative music. We'll bring it up and we'll bring it down, and then we'll invite you to have some silent personal prayer. And when you finish praying, you may be seated. שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד תהילתך. Anananananana Adonai. Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananananana Ufi Yagim. Ufi Yagim Tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananananana Ufi Yagim. Ufi Yagim Tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananananana Ufi Yagim. Ufi Yagim Tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananananana Ufi Yagim. Ufi Yagim Tehilatecha. Take a few moments for those personal silent prayers. And when you've finished, please be seated. Number 12. Olam chesed yibaneh, yananai, nai, nai, yananai, nai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yananai, nai, nai, yananai, nai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yananai, nai, nai, yananai, nai. Olam chesed yibaneh. I will build this world from love. And you must build this world from love. If we build, and if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love.
So as a community, as a Kehillah, we come together not only to celebrate Shabbat and to celebrate joyful occasions, but also to support one another when we are in need of healing or when someone we love is in need of extra strength or healing. And so in our community, we say the names of those, or maybe ourselves, if we are in need of healing, aloud, taking all of these names together in our Mishaberach prayer for healing. We'll sing the first line of the Hebrew together, and then I'll come around the room with my hand and ask if anyone has any names to add to our prayers.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu, may the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Before Kiddush,
Of course, yes.
I know it's not on here, but we want to know all of the wonderful things going on in your lives. So this was, I guess, a later edition, post these sheets. There's been many iterations of Friday with Family. And so, because of time, we're not going to run around with the microphone, but if you have something that you're super duper proud of or thankful for that happened to you this week, or a birthday or an anniversary or anything, love to hear it. Allie. Oh, your birthday was on Tuesday, and I didn't call and wish you happy birthday, but happy birthday! Second week of school.
Nice.
Love it. We'll just go down the line.
Wow.
Yeah, you did. Addison started middle school. Nice. Which camp did you go to?
Nice.
Wonderful.
Very
Love
good.
it. Dylan. Second week of middle school. You made it into the
Nice.
musical for the school, and I'm guessing you also celebrated a birthday on Tuesday.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes.
Oh.
One more
wonderful.
time. I just didn't hear you. You share a birthday? I also didn't call you. I was really bad this week. But happy birthday. Normally I call everybody on their birthday. It was a hard week. Yes.
Oh,
That's right.
yes.
Welcome. We're so
Welcome.
glad to have you
So glad to have
formally
you.
as new
Yes.
members. Awesome. So for all of those wonderful things, we have the chance to say thank you for reaching this exact moment in time. Shehechianu. It's not on your sheet. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu l'zman hazeh. Amen. Now,
Now,
Kiddush.
all right, to build on that joy with Kiddush, we would normally have all the little cups of grape juice, but, pandemic. And so raise your pretend grape juice glasses up in the air, or wine glasses if you're of age, as we join together in our bracha for our wine.
Number 14.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, Shabbat shalom. Delicious.
All right, but something we are allowed to do, if you would like, Mass song covering mouth and nose. If you would like to open the ark, if you're under the age of bar or bat mitzvah, come on up. We're on number 15. Hold on, Daniel. All right, everybody, please rise. And y'all can go ahead and open the ark. Good catch. We're on the green sheet. Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, l'teit gidula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'goraleinu k'chol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu. Adonai echad, U'shemo, U'shemo, U'shemo echad. All right. Everybody may be seated. So we have reached the point in our service, as we do with each service, where we have the chance to honor the memories of loved ones who have died in recent days or in seasons past. If anyone is here in the first 30 days mourning the loss of a loved one, I'll invite you to rise. If you are in the first year mourning the loss of a loved one, I invite you to please rise. If on this Shabbat you are observing the yahrzeit, the death anniversary of a loved one, please rise. And if it is your custom to rise for Mourner's Kaddish, as it is here at Temple Emanu-El, I'll invite you to do so now, and we'll join together on number 16. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kedusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.